Question number 3. I was curious on how to get on touring bills. Do you have to buy on some tours? And that's from D Swan Music.
Okay, buying onto tours, a question that comes up quite a lot. Everybody wants to get onto tour another band like it's some kind of golden goose, which we'll come to whether it is or isn't in a minute. But you've got to think of it as a simple supply and demand, a bit like one of the last questions. Supply and demand, no matter what size artist you are going to try and play a venue which is the right size for the audience that you can bring to that venue. So therefore, whether you're getting from a pub which holds 50 through to a stadium which holds 80,000 and you want to do that times by all over the world, you're looking for someone that is effectively going to come on board and help with that. And at the same point, most artists are also, no matter what level, are looking for maximizing the amount of money that they can make on tour, hence buying onto a tour, saying, well, you know, I'm leveraging what I've got. If I can make an extra 1,000, 5,000, 20,000, 100,000 pounds from bringing an artist on with me because it's that sort of leverage, then I'm going to try and do that. Now, if you're going to buy into it, I don't want to talk about the size of Bruno Mars and Ed Sheeran, because realistically, those size artists are going to be part of a massive label where the label is going to be trying to put other artists on the bill so they can start to break artists because they have the leverage with being the label. But if you are an artist or a band trying to break onto tours, then you're probably looking at a smaller local, I won't say local, I mean touring the country on a local level, so therefore, or national level. And if you're going to be doing that, it's all about leverage. What are you bringing? Again, are you able to sell tickets in that area? Because if you can sell an extra 20, 30, 40, 50 tickets, that might be valuable to the artist who's coming down. Or if they're looking for some extra help with kit, it might be that you say, look, you've got a 10-day tour, you're coming across from America, you're coming across from Europe. How about we will drive you to the gig and you can use our backline for the gig. So all you've got to do is come over as a bunch of musicians, turn up to the gig, use our gear, play and go away again. It cuts their costs down considerably trying to get either higher gear or trying to get gear across. And that's leverage. So with that in mind, if you're trying to buy onto a tour at that level, you might only have to pay 150 quid to buy onto a tour. But of course, 150 quid per gig times by 10 gigs might work out at 1,500 quid. So the next question is, should you buy onto tours? Because we have all been to gigs. In fact, last week I was in New York and I went to go and see Keith Urban, fantastic guitarist, and supporting him was Kelsey Ballerini. She can bring a lot of people. Like that venue held about 10 to 12,000 capacity in Brooklyn. But Kelsey Ballerini, who's a country artist, can also probably bring 2,000 to 3,000 people on a headline tour herself. So she's really going to start bringing in the people. Now, should you do it? Because looking back a couple of months, I went to go and see a Stereophonics, and I can't even remember who the support act was, and nobody cared. Nobody was in there. Nobody was watching. So it wasn't that he wasted money, but he wasn't getting the full force of the audience there. It wasn't that everyone had gone to see him. And this is the thing with reach. This is the thing with getting in front of people. This is the golden answer. It is very, very easy to get in front of people now. In 2018, 2019, to actually get attention is easy. What you do with that attention, that is very, very difficult. So yes, to stand there and put 20 quid into a Facebook ad so that 5,000 people see that ad is easy. We can do that and it costs us next to nothing. But what are you going to say? What is the ad saying that's going to make people say, you have my attention, I want to know more? And it's the same thing when you buy onto a tour. You can spend a lot of money getting on tour for the fans to not even be in the room when they are performing. And that is wasted. So is it the right thing to do? Maybe, but not always. But as I said before, getting attention is cheap and easy, and paying to go on tours can be very expensive. Is it the best way? It could be, but don't think you're just going to pay to jump on Ed Sheeran's tour, because A, you're going to have to join a massive queue, you're going to have to pay a crazy amount of money, and when you get to that level, you might be playing to 80,000 people a night, but you'll be forgotten by 3/4 of them the next day. So it's not always that cost efficient. is what I would say. So the answer to that question is, it's very easy. If you want to approach someone, you can approach live agents, you can approach managers, you can approach the band themselves and say, do you want to make some extra money? We've got some money, we want to buy onto a tour. They will be interested because they will have costed it, and they will let you know. They're not going to poo-poo that idea. They will say, yeah, okay, you can buy onto our tour. If we like your stuff, it will cost you this much money. So you can do that. Whether it's worth it, I will leave that up to you.